Well, Marie, right now there are two efforts going on. One is to allow juniors and seniors to participate in extracurricular activities like sports, and another is to get all students back in the classroom in August.
We just keep pushing and pushing because we don't know what else to do.
Anna Binder has 6 kids in the Clark County School District. She's spearheading a grassroots movement to get students back in the classroom full time.
The community wants these kids back. Their own survey just showed you the numbers, and that was only for hybrid. I wish that I had the database to send my own poll out to ask about, full-time schools just reopening.
She's not the only one. Jenny Eddington hosted a meeting at her Henderson home on Tuesday for families ready to get their kids back to face-to-face learning by August.
The science does not support the kids doing hybrid, and it doesn't support the benefits of doing distant learning. So it doesn't support the kids not being in school.
This is not the only step parents are taking. Wednesday, families of juniors and seniors will be out in front of several CCSD schools taking pictures and videos of themselves to send to the School Board of Trustees and Superintendent Dr. Jesus Jara, asking to return to extracurricular activities before the current school year ends. Senior track and field athlete Trey Guggenauer already has his sign ready.
I wrote, "Let my hard work pay off," because I know me and a lot of other students have put in a lot of work, and our school district is kind of just taking away our hard work.
His friend Grayson Gates, a football player, says current restrictions are putting many athletes in a bind.
Definitely it hurts because, our senior year, even if you played varsity ball as a junior and not many colleges have seen you, your senior year really is your last way of trying to go somewhere and play ball.
In mid-January, Jarrah said that sports wouldn't start again until all students were back in the classroom. Trey's father, Dennis, believes sports should be open now.
Dr. Jarrah, what kind of message does it send that you won't bend on this, that you won't give these guys some hope and let them participate in their activities? Please, we beg of you.
I'm Tiffany Lane reporting.
Well, that's right. It's a good time to be a homeowner for sure. According to the latest stats from January from Las Vegas Realtors, the median home price in the Las Vegas Valley held steady at $345,000. That's the record that was set in November and tied again in December. A big reason, there is a lot of demand, but hardly any supply.
We do have less than 1 month supply. And typically we have 6 months supply of houses.
Longtime realtor David Lee says he's never seen a lack of inventory quite like the current Las Vegas housing market. And with hardly any homes to sell, many of his colleagues are scrambling to make ends meet.
So now when you got it this difficult, and then you got so many realtors on top of it with such low inventory, you do see people picking up second jobs and supplementing their income.
We are in a bit of a strange situation in that we've got the eviction and foreclosure moratoriums that are still underway.
But that, according to financial expert Mike Pequeen, is only one reason for the low housing inventory.
One of the other things that could be impacting our real estate market and others around the country is investor interest in owning rental homes. So you start to see people accumulating rental home portfolios, and that is snapping up extra inventory as well. And that's part of the reason why our market is so strong.
Las Vegas Realtors president Aldo Martinez says unemployment is also keeping homes from going on the market because you can't sell your home to buy a new one if you're not working.
Can I qualify for a loan? I don't have a job. How many people do we have in that situation in the Las Vegas Valley? Right? Well over 100,000. Those people don't have jobs to go buy a home. So even if they want to sell, they can't.
In the meantime, those who do have their home on the market are basking in a major seller's market.
Every time you try to go show a listing, you have to call first just to see how many offers, not if there's an offer, but how many offers there are to see if it's worth and then within your buyer's budget.
That's right. Good evening, everybody. I talked with Dr. Furman Legin not only about vaccines, but also about the numbers. It's the vaccines right now getting all the attention. That's what happens when demand far outstrips supply.
We know that a concerted effort needs to be done in order to achieve equality.
Dr. Furman Legin heads up the health district. Its most recent numbers show 214,749 doses have been put into arms in Clark County. 41% to whites, 11% to Asians, 10% to Hispanics, and 6% to African Americans. It's numbers like that which prompted the governor last week to say a better job needs to be done.
There is a disparity in who is receiving the vaccine that does not reflect the demographics of that region.
When looking back into those numbers, it represents 30% of all those who have been vaccinated.
Dr. Legin says many people getting a vaccine have not indicated their race. And he says 41% of the vaccines so far have gone to healthcare workers. He says the inequities will lessen as the vaccine campaign broadens. He says the district is putting its vaccines where they are needed.
All our mass vaccination sites are being located in the middle of communities that are among the ones with the highest incidence rate.
In the year, we've seen 219,602 cases with 3,509 deaths. More women than men have contracted COVID, more men than women have died. And the biggest age group getting it, about 46% ages 25 to 49, 13% ages 18 to 24. Henry here is 22.
I'll take the precautions that are necessary, but also I'm not going to put my life on hold.
That's his approach as Clark County approaches 1 year of COVID.
Obviously, people are still getting their workouts in during the statewide pause. I mean, check it out here. This is the scene at Camp Rhino gyms on the southeast side tonight. Classes are in session, and the owner here hopes the conditions of the pause will change next week so they can double up on the number of people allowed inside. A brewery owner tells us the same thing.
Left, you've got it!
Enthusiasm and good workouts is what you get at the Camp Rhino gyms. These days, there's no shortage of either, even though they're short 75% of their full capacity.
I take it 1 day, 1 minute at a time. And
that's the owner. She goes by Rhino Julie. She's hopeful the statewide pause will end on February 15th and the COVID-19 related capacity restrictions will change.
I know, something more than 25%, that would be so great, but we really want to be supportive of whatever needs to happen, like just to get this pandemic over with.
If you ask the owners of Craft House Brewery the same question, they'd like the opportunity to fill up a bit more, too.
If the numbers show improvement and we can safely move back to 50%, let's do it now.
Wendy Forrest tells us the restrictions in place don't just affect their 2 tap rooms. Plenty of bars and restaurants throughout the Las Vegas Valley that sell and serve Craft House beers are also operating at 25% capacity.
So if you think about all of those accounts all over the Las Vegas Valley who carry our beer, if they were to double their capacity, we could double our current production.
The status of the pause is still up in the air. However, new COVID-19 cases and the test positivity rate are moving in the right direction. And last week, Clark County Commission Chair Marilyn Kirkpatrick argued Nevada should move to 50% capacity by March 1st. We'll see if that happens in the coming weeks. But until then, these business owners will stay hard at work and positive.
So we leave the negativity at the door and we make the best of the situation.
And back at the gym, some words of encouragement for fellow business owners from the professional.
We've got this, Las Vegas. Come on, we can do this.